Live on Valentine's Day in Studio B. This is your day-to-day BYU Sports play-by-play. I am Spencer Linton. That is the fabulous Kristen Kozlowski. And just across the way from us in the Cougar Council Room is the young and sprightly Trevin Knell. Trevin, can we just point out for once that 26 is still super young?
Thank you.
Come on!
Hey, you are 17 years younger than us, so at least you got that going on,
We're the
right?
same age as your coach, man.
Well, I mean, apparently I'm 8 years older than Yegor, so that's flowing around pretty good.
Hey, we're putting out a plug.
Exactly.
That you're still young and very capable and
There we
full
go.
of big things ahead of you, my friend.
There we go.
How do you celebrate Valentine's Day with your lovely wife, Tatum?
So we actually went to communal yesterday. It was really fun. And then we're going to a place called Dream Walk.
Okay.
It's apparently this new place in Orem.
Hey,
Okay,
Brody
so-
went last night, and so
Brody's the one who told me about it,
That's right,
so
he was
he
sending
kind
videos
of plugged me for that. And so I was like, well, there's my Valentine's Day date.
Love it. That's
So,
awesome.
we'll see how
Yeah,
it
it
goes.
seemed
Well,
pretty cool.
you know a guy at Communal. The last name is Santiago.
I do. Kevin,
Okay.
he's awesome. He's been hooking a lot of the guys up, and it's been fun to be able to, try to pay back all the things he's kind of doing for us. So
Tell me that a win over West Virginia doesn't make this holiday and this week just that much sweeter.
it makes it just that much better.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so let's talk about the dynamic of that, because it's not easy to come off of a tough loss like you did against Cincinnati. Frankly, you guys admitted it. You said it at the postgame. We just got beat. Cincinnati made shots. Worst three-point shooting team in the conference. Goes absolutely bonkers. Okay, and I'm sure they felt like it was good payback for what you did to them in Provo.
For sure.
But to bounce back and win that game when you are kind of down in the depths a little bit, what did it take to do that?
Yeah, well, Coach Young really talked to us about how this needs to be like more of a team win, and like the Cincy one, we went down pretty early in the second half, and you could see like all of our emotion was kind of like down. He goes, we have to have a fix-it mentality. Like, people are going to go on runs. Like, how are we going to respond? Are we going to like kind of cower, or are we going to go out there and take it from them? And so going into the second half against West Virginia, that was the main talk, and it took everybody. Trey Story came in huge for us, 3 for 3, big time shots with like 0.8 seconds left on the shot clock. Yegor hit a lot of big shots, and then big time Boscovich, Mihai, comes in with an and one and a couple of threes. So that was our best team win, and West Virginia's a really talented team. They were winning a lot of teams, they're beating a lot of teams, they're doing a lot of things that are really good for them, and to beat them in their place is huge for us.
Well, we learned, Kristen, that going into the game, West Virginia was the toughest place to play a road game in the entire country.
That's what we heard.
Was it as loud as the Marriott Center? Like, what was it like to play there?
Yeah, so their student section gets pretty loud because they're all on the sideline. It's kind of like a Gonzaga feel.
Okay.
We got, I think, pretty lucky that there was a snowstorm, so I don't think the upper bowl wasn't as full. It probably would have been. But we still had BYU fans. Like, BYU, the Cougar country, Cougar Nation, they travel, they're there, and we had people from New York traveling to the game, and so it's really fun to be able to play in front of our fans and have our fans stick after the game to see everybody. But yeah, it was rocking. They have a little like paper that says who's the bum of the game, and it was Yegor.
Oh my gosh.
And then it was like the starters.
That's why they're booing
about
Yegor
us.
every time he touches the basketball?
Yes. And then mine was like, he's so old, he should be in like, doesn't know when to like get a walker and stuff like that.
Oh,
and
that's
Richie,
good. That's pretty good, though.
Richie like has too much energy that he doesn't know what to do with himself. He thinks every ball is like $100 bill or something like that. Like, it was pretty funny. But yeah, their place is rocking. I still think, I'm biased, but Marriott Center is different. I think a lot of people need to come out and see what the Marriott Center is all about.
Yeah. Well, you're lucky to be at home tomorrow and on Tuesday, right? But how difficult has it been going throughout the schedule and playing on the road, coming off that long road trip, but to win games in the Big 12 on the road?
Yeah, well, just a long road trip in general is hard. Like, you try to get accustomed to the time change, then you're just in a hotel literally all day. And so it is a little difficult, but road games in the Big 12 are just as it's like a tournament game. Everything's against you, crowd's against you, the momentum is against you. So that's when you really got to band together. And I think throughout this season, you've seen our trajectory. We've seen kind of where we started on road games, playing Providence and then playing West Virginia. And like our trajectory, how we come together, how we huddle is different. Like, our intentionality to detail is different. And so I think it just shows our maturity and kind of where this, program is going.
Trevin Knell is on BYU Sports Nation. We now turn our attention to Kansas State, who have won 6 straight games.
The hottest team in the country right now.
It's wild. They were 1-6 in conference, and now they're 7-6, just like you. So, what are you seeing on film in your in-depth study of Kansas State that they're doing so well and it's hard to defend right now?
Yeah, they play their starters play a ton of minutes. There's 6-7 dudes max on their rotation. They have a really skilled four-man Hawkins. He's really, really good. And then their point guard is just kind of doing it all for him. He's kind of the double head of the snake right now. But they're just a really gritty team. They're really well coached, and they've won a lot of games at home. And so to be able to go play against a team that's one of the hottest teams in the country, I think is going to be a really good resume win for us.
You're a bubble team right now, as you probably already know, but trying to stay focused on one game at a time. So how do you stay focused when there's a lot of talk outside of, okay, we need a win to keep ourselves off that bubble?
Yeah, I think it just comes down to we have the three things that we've kind of been focused on, and we really started focusing on when we kind of were going through these roller coaster of wins and losses, and it's just playing harder than the guy in front of you and playing for your brother, and then having joined the gym. Like those three things, like before the game even started at West Virginia, I came into the huddle and I said, hey guys, like look around and enjoy this. Like just enjoy it. Because like we're one of the luckiest people in the world to be able to go out, play against fans that hate you, play against fans that love you, you know, and then play in a team that's like, we feel like everybody's family. And so when we really put all three of those together, I think that's really helping us to, you know, stay focused on the present and not get too caught up in, you know, what analytics say and what, you know, Ken Palm or ESPN says about us.
We knew it was going to be a journey with so much new involved in the program, certainly with the overhaul of the staff, and you're led by Kevin Young. And I know that you are one of the very, very polished veterans, along with Richie, Foose, and Dallin and others, okay? But there still is so much new to the chemistry because there's just this insertion of some brand new players like Yegor and Cannon and others. So what have you learned about this team and this staff that is number one on the list if someone says, okay, how are you a different team now than you were when you began this journey together?
Yeah, I think what we learned really quick is we're really good playing in transition. We're really good playing fast. And I feel like a lot of coaches get a little nervous with that because they're like, hey, like let's play fast, but let's play like controlled. And for us, it's like, let's just play fast. And like we play better when we play fast. Like we're more controlled. And when we play slow, that's when we kind of do too much. Turnovers kind of start to happen. So we figured that out. And then honestly, just being able to have the chemistry of the guys coming in, off the bench, guys starting and stuff like that. I feel like we've really kind of honed in on kind of who plays well together, what works really well, and guys are making a lot of big plays. Guys are stepping up. Talk about Mo and Trey, like those guys came in, guarded Javon Small, and Javon's like the leading scorer in the Big 12 and we held him to 4 shots. And so he's a really, really talented player, but everybody's stepping up, and I think everybody's starting to trust everybody. So it's awesome.
Individually, as you look at kind of your goals that you've set forth, you're 5 points away from scoring 1,000. So I wasn't sure if you knew or not. So you're aware of that, right?
Tyson told me.
Okay,
I told him I was saving it for the Mary Center.
Okay.
I want to be doing it in my own gym. You know?
I mean, that's 2 3-point shots, right? That's all you need. Just go hit 2 3s.
Do you want it to be a 3 that eclipses it?
I kind of wanted to lay it first, and now I just want a 3. So
Okay.
we're going to see how that plays out.
But what would that milestone be for you as you've had such a journey here to get to this point in your career?
It means a lot. Like my freshman year, I started, you know, I played a little bit, and then I broke my thumb, so I was out of the rotation, so I didn't really play my freshman year. And then sophomore year, junior year was great, and I tore my rotator cuff my senior year, so I was out that year. And so it's just been like roller coaster kind of a season and a career for me. And so be able to, you know, scoring points isn't everything, but to be able to be like, okay, I did this for this program. I was a key part to help us win a lot of these games. So it will be fun to be able to do it, especially in front of my home coach, home crowd, and everything.
Outstanding. Trevin Knell on BYU Sports Nation. Okay, a couple of quick hitters before we wrap up. One, we got to point out the T-shirt you're wearing. It says KYU.
It's pretty nice.
And it's got your number 24 down there. Okay. I love it. We got to get Kevin one. We got to get Coach one of those.
Yeah, I haven't showed him yet because I was like, I got to keep it low key for a second. But hopefully he sees this and is like, oh, I need one of these shirts.
Those are going to catch
He's pretty
fire.
even kill. He might blush.
He might. Can you imagine the whole rocking this though? That'd be tough.
That would be tough.
It's a whiteout and everybody's rocking KYU.
Do we have a fat head of Kevin Young yet? Have we seen that with The Rock?
We got to get Coach.
We got to get one.
Bearded Kevin Young in
A
there.
bearded one.
Right?
A bearded
Oh
one would be
my
next
gosh,
level.
yes.
That would take it to another level for sure. Okay, it is Valentine's Day, and you told us okay, food's heavily involved in how you celebrate the day with your wife, Tatum. She's a talented actress, among other things. She's like just
Crushing it.
She is so talented at all the things she does. Okay, but if you had to pick one rom-com to watch with your movie star wife, where are you going?
Okay, a rom-com. So this is actually super funny, and I love that you're here because we were talking about players and what like movies they would be in. And so Brody was the first one that came up, and Brody is apparently going to be like he's the Outer Banks character. He's the one that's like he's a surfer, beach guy. Like he's the person that like all the girls kind of want right now, you know.
Okay.
And then I was like, well, what's mine? And then everybody's like, I feel like you're like in the proposal, you know? I was like, oh, thank you. So at least me and Ryan Reynolds have something going on. So,
So the proposal is where you settle.
there we're going. Sitka, Alaska, apparently.
I love it.
I love it. We love Ryan Reynolds. He's an incredible actor too. Well, thank you for
Exactly.
joining us. Best of luck against Kansas State.
Let's go.
That's a big game.
You got the
tomorrow.
karma, bro. Go do your thing. Get to 1,000
Stay in
points.
Kansas. Let's go.
Let's go. Thanks, Trevin.